Well, thanks for being on the show today. This is Mr. Geoff Hurdle, and we appreciate your time.
Glad to be here, Rick. Appreciate you having me.
Well, there's so much about you that I find fascinating, and we only have about 20 minutes to do it, so we're going to just jump right in. What motivates you in the morning? I mean, you're an interesting guy. You have a very successful business. You are the land man. You've been selling and developing property since '92, I believe.
That's
I've written this down. The RLI National Vice President. RLI stands for what?
The Realtors Land Institute.
Wow. And you're the National Vice President.
That's correct.
Are chapter president for RLI in Tennessee.
Was
okay, past chapter president. And so what gets you up in the morning? What are you excited about right now? I know you're building a house and doing some other things, but what makes your feet hit the floor?
life.
Life.
Yeah, I've taught my kids this, and I believe they've followed that advice. Was love what you do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. And so I love the land industry. I've been in it all my life. My dad was in it. My grandfather, kind of as his retirement, went from a farmer to the land business. I've just enjoyed it. I've never considered it work, although it is. It's how I produce an income, but I just enjoy it. And I get up in the mornings. Always been an early bird anyway. It was bad when I was a night owl and an early bird, but I've changed that a little bit now.
But does that come with age? Does that come with?
Yeah, I think it came with age, experience. But no, I'm motivated all the time. I think most people would tell you I don't really slow down. I don't like idle hands. I don't have time for it. So I enjoy living.
Well, I know you do. You're at your condo right now in Chattanooga, right?
That's correct.
And you're building a house, which is new to you. Is that right?
It is. I've never built a house for myself. I've done additions. I've done some remodel work, but we're actually contracting this ourselves, and it's fun. It also is something that motivates you in the morning. You got to meet a concrete guy at 7:00. You got to go.
Time the feet got to hit the floor right then.
Yes, sir.
So you recently married to Marley. I think it was the New Year's Eve in 22. Was that right?
You are correct. You're smart. Got your dates down. Yes. New Year's Eve. Just the two of us, and 2022.
Well, that's marvelous. You guys look really happy together, and that's having the right person and with your arm around the right person is so important in our lives. I think we both know that.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
So what's your favorite land deal? I know you do it all over the country. What was your favorite,
Oh, wow.
Either a home run or just interesting, or how'd that work out?
I've had a lot of them I've enjoyed. It's probably easy to answer the ones I didn't enjoy, but I won't go there.
Why not?
I've had some interesting, as most people in this industry know, rezonings meetings can sometimes go awry and really mess a deal up. But I've for the most part, I'm fairly lucky. I try not to put a deal together that I don't think truly fits. Part of what RLI stands for is we say know the land, know the ropes, and know the people. And to know the land, I try to put the right deal on the right piece of land. I'm not going to try to rezone something that doesn't make sense to me. And 33 years in the business, I kind of know what a piece of land deserves. And so I want that land to get what it deserves. And so I try to do it that way. And so if you do go in that route, you really have pretty good luck with it.
That's amazing. The statement you made was what the land deserves. That just resonates because you didn't include the client in that. And if the land gets what it deserves, so does the client. Am I reading that right?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be right. But the land I'm in the land business. You know, I have clients, but I'm in the land business. So I deal, and I do ag land. I'll do hunting tracts, recreational properties, but I do single family residential development tracts, you know, multifamily apartments, townhomes. I've done some slight industrial. I've done just about everything, but you kind of have to if you're going to restrict yourself just to land. But my favorite is the residential development, single and multifamily. That's where I kind of specialize.
Do you have a favorite client?
I'm not going to say because some of the other clients might hear that.
So now you're a politician. Is that what?
Right. Well, that's true. I do a lot of repeat business with a lot of developers, builders, and if I don't like them, I won't deal with them. How about that? I've had a few. I've fired a few. I
have. That's real valid. We find in our own businesses that if we don't like the people from the outset, it's just time to back away. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. And life's too short to deal with people.
under all is the land is another. It's the opening of the realtors. Actually, realtors overall preamble says under all is the land, and that's what RLI stands for. Is under all is the land. We represent that. So there are clients out there galore. I don't have to choose. I get to choose who I work with, and that's a blessing.
Well, that's a blessing, but you positioned yourself to do that, and through, of course, this is a legacy business, right? You're, like you said, your grandfather, and then your father, and now you.
Yeah, Dad. My grandfather started in development business as he was retiring, and my dad got into the development side, and I joined him in '92. Well, technically, I joined him when I was about 13 in the garage, doing signs, making signs for him. But professionally, I got into it in '92 after college, and I still developed some. Dad was never, well, he was always a broker by license, but he never brokered real estate. He didn't enjoy that. And I've always enjoyed it. So I've been a developer and a broker since '92.
What do you mean by a broker? You're the
representing either a buyer or a seller in a transaction, as opposed to a developer, you know, putting in roads, infrastructure, and all that to develop lots, single family lots, which is what development I do.
So you have clients who trust you, and you've worked with for years. It sounds like people that come to you when they need a piece of land. How do you find the land that's for sale or not for sale, and you convince people to release that? How does that work out?
It's more deals work for me on land that was not for sale, at least not publicly. Obviously, the MLS. There's a whole list of land sites out there that you can go find land that's being listed for sale, and everybody's seen it if it hits online. So sometimes it's just a letter, a phone call, or a knock on a door to somebody and to see if they're interested. No more often than yes is the answer, but a yes is always kind of a welcomed opportunity. And then I've, like I said, been around long enough. My phone will ring. And it'll be someone saying, we've decided it's time for us to sell. We'd like to talk to you about it. I'm honored to get that phone call and blessed to be able to handle that transaction.
Well, that's from people who either worked with you before or who have recommended you. I know you're an honest guy, straight shooter, and people will trust you. And that's where that comes from, I guess.
If you say so. I'd like to think it's true.
Yes, I say so, Geoff. I say so.
And that is the law.
Well, you don't have any downtime, but what do you do if you want to? I know you like a good bourbon once in a while.
I do. I hang out with my friends whenever possible. Go up, my buddies up in Lebanon. I'll run up there in a heartbeat. We'll go to the lake, or we take trips. Love to travel and love to eat. The eating part kind of comes with the travel, but I've had to slow down a little bit. And I kind of got out of hand. My health, so I had to straighten that up. But no, but travel's my favorite. I love being on the go. The other thing about real estate and being online and having access to the internet and your cell phone, I can do it from about anywhere.
Yeah. You got to
One reason I chose Chattanooga to live in, my development office is out east of Atlanta, about an hour, and my brokerage firm was in Lebanon. And that's, when my daughter Brittany worked there, and the other daughter Kristen managed the development office. So I came to Chattanooga, and I was, it's 2 hours one, 2 hours to the other. Made it easy. And Brittany's story, she met a man in the land business and moved out to Colorado and got married and have a little baby. And Kristen has 3 kids, and she's left working for me now. So now I chose Chattanooga, and it was an even better choice now, because now I have to go back both directions more often.
Wow, that's a four. So now this is a 4th generation company of land brokers.
Technically, yes, you could say 4 generations have been in it.
How exciting! How exciting! Does Brittany like Colorado? I mean, how can you not like Colorado?
For real, I think she's not fond of the politics. I don't guess I would be either, but loves that landscape. She's out on the western slope, and it's beautiful.
Oh, wow. Wow. What, I didn't know that she had a baby. That's cool.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah. She's got a now, let's see, I guess an 8-month-old daughter.
Wow. You're not proud or anything, are you?
No. Put her along with Marley's granddaughter, and my other daughter Kristen's 3. I have 5 granddaughters.
Well, they are blessed, and I'm sure you are too.
I am blessed, yes. All happy, healthy, and beautiful.
Well, you mentioned Marley. Does she like to travel as much as you do?
She does. Yep.
Where would you go if you go anywhere? Where would you both
go? Probably Ireland, Italy. We will. But I plan on getting in a motor coach and traveling the countryside. I did that once, August of 21, I think it was. I took an RV and went by myself across the country, visiting a bunch of RLI land brokers. And I spent the whole month of August on the road, and I loved it. So I'm going to, and Mom and Dad, I learned how to do that because Mom and Dad used to do a lot of RVing. And so I kind of knew, I've always had a camper of some sort, but that RV, the bus, driving the coach all day long with that big windshield, it's like looking out of a panoramic window of the countryside. I love this country, and I want to see as much of it as possible. So I would prefer a road trip here than going overseas.
You sound like a guy that would go and do all 50 capitals of the United States. Or
that and ballparks and state parks, and do all I can.
Well, what was striking about your trip, that month-long trip, it must have been transformational. I mean, you are there with your thoughts, you alone on the road, and you had time to just think.
I did. I traveled, I think I had a little infographic. It was 6,500 miles in like 28 days, 15 states, and had 54 different meetings with brokers across the country.
Thanks, son. You were busy.
It was, but some of those days were long. On the road, especially going across Kansas.
Not
a whole lot.
It's flat, right?
Well, it's straight. There's just a slight up and down on the hills, but you can see past them all. But windmill farms and solar farms, things I'd never seen. Driving that coach up Eisenhower, I think it's the Eisenhower Tunnel outside of Denver. It's like 11,500 feet.
Wow. 2 miles?
2 miles high.
I mean, that's almost 2 miles in length, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that's the elevation.
The altitude. Okay. I thought
The elevation of
that's
the
a
tunnel.
2 mile tunnel.
Oh no, that'd be tough. Yeah, it was a great trip, but lots of time to think, and not a whole. And driving one of those, you don't talk on the phone. A, you can't hear, and B,
Right.
you want both. I want both hands on the wheel.
Yeah, buddy. Wow, that must have been a lot of fun. I mean, and you want to do that again with Marley, right?
Oh, we'll do it. Much longer trips, I would like to think.
You could grab the grandkids and take them along. You could drop them off at an airport, fly them home.
meet them in one airport, drop them off at another.
Yeah, you could do. That's a fun thing to do. Well, when's that planned for? Now you're gonna have to give up that little bit of that land business for a minute, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't know. The next 5 years or so, I may hang it up. And
Yeah, you're not going to do that.
not totally, no, I wouldn't do that.
But
I'll always have my finger in some part of a deal, but I'm gonna find some time to get on the road between deals anyway. But like I said before, I can do it on an iPad from a Wi-Fi signal across the American deserts.
Yeah, anywhere you want to be, and anywhere in the world, probably.
Yeah. And I'll be out looking at land the whole time.
So Marley, she, I don't know her well. I don't know much about her. Does she work? And if so, what industry does she work in?
She's in county government, Hamilton County, and has been for 27 and a half years.
Dang. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what she's doing.
She does.
So Hamilton County is where you live?
That's correct. Yes. Chattanooga is the seat for Hamilton County.
Well, Chattanooga is such a wonderful city, man. It's amazing. If Don and I were going to move somewhere locally, I think Chattanooga would be the one to go.
It's a pretty fun town. Fastest growing city in the state of Tennessee right now. Of course, Lebanon is the 12th fastest growing in the country, I've read.
In the country?
Yes. Congrats to y'all. Lebanon is a
what?
hot pocket. Look, U.S. News and World Report.
What?
Yes. I'll send you the infographic on it. Just came out last week.
That's astonishing.
Yeah. Well, it's density. It's the growth. It's Nashville. Nashville's full. The west side, you get too far west of Nashville when you hit water. So east is the way to be, and Lebanon is right there in the middle of it.
Well, we got the airport too on this side of the city, which is huge. I know for me, it's huge because it's 40 minutes from the house.
Yep. Yeah, we're building about 10 minutes from the Chattanooga airport.
Oh,
it's great for me because I do a lot of traveling for work, for RLI anyway.
Let's get back to Lebanon for just a minute. Anybody that lives in Lebanon knows right now that it's just like Nashville in a way that if you blink, there's going to be a high density condominium or apartment complex, or there's single family homes going up in places that you didn't think they could put a single family home. And it's an exciting time. Not everybody's thrilled about it, but there's a lot.
Not. Growth is you can't stop it. You can only control it. And I think Lebanon's done a pretty good job at keeping it under control, but you can't stop it. People always say if you build it, they will come, and that's not the case. They're there. We build to meet the demand. That's why there's a housing shortage right now, or there is a housing shortage right now, and Lebanon, I'm sure, is involved in all that too. People are here, and we build because they want it. just because you build a subdivision doesn't mean people are going to show up.
There's
They've
no
shown up.
guarantee.
Yeah, they've shown up. But that statistic, I'll tell you, Lebanon is number 12 by percentage of change between July 1 of 2022 and July 1 of 2023. And Lebanon's change was 8.9%.
So that's in population.
That's in population by percentage of change, yes. That was United States Census Board put that out I just saw it about 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's interesting. It's an interesting time. Don and I lived for about 20 years, and we enjoyed it. And it was kind of a quiet little town with not much going on. And then some bright young men put a restaurant on the square, and it seemed like a catalyst for the entire city.
It sure helped, that's for sure. I was living in about 10 years, and I loved it, still do. And I love the square. I love what's happened to it. I love coming back to visit.
Yeah,
and I got a lot of some of my dearest friends are still right there in Lebanon, you included.
Well, thank you. It's a heck of a list. I know your friends list, and you have some fun people that you associate with. But you're a fun guy. You're a fun guy.
I am.
So, what are your plans for the future? You're going to build that house, and then what after that?
Build the house. Just keep working. I mean, I don't have any big plans for the future other than just moving forward. Granddaughters are going out to Colorado more often. Brittany's father-in-law is actually a good friend of mine and has been for years, he and his wife. And so marrying their son, which was a total shock to all of us.
Really?
Well, I mean, they met at land conference one year, and then got married the day after land conference the next year. And then the third year, they bring their baby to land conference. So it was kind of a neat the way it progressed. But they are her in-laws are good people. They own a farm and ranch brokerage firm, operate out of 5 states out west.
Wow.
So his plug, the M4 Ranch Group. There's Dan's plug.
There you go, Dan. So it's cattle, or what do they do?
No, farm and ranch brokerage work. They represent buyers and sellers.
Okay.
Farm and ranch industry.
They sell the land or buy the land for other people then.
Yeah, they just represent them in the sale, just like a housing agent would in a housing sale. They just do, like I do all sorts of land. They specialize in farm and ranch.
Well, that's all we've got time for today, Geoff. I like the transition you made in a love interest out of a land deal. So, and we ended up with a baby, right?
There you go. That's right.
That's the best possible thing you could come up with is romance, marriage, and a baby.
There you go.
Oh, brother. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's good to see your face. And when I come to Lebanon next, I'll swing through, see fire.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Say hi to Marley for me.
Say hi to Donna.
Thanks, folks. If you ever wonder where to go, you're diving, or you're just lost in life, remember that it's always bubbles up.